massage. I'm going to take you through a sound journey using one of my favorite recipes. So today we'll be making shrimp aqua chile. It's one of my favorite bites, and I've learned this from one of my chef friends, and I fell in love with it ever since. First I'm gonna start just massaging these limes just so that they can get extra juicy. Just real quick. And then after that, take a knife, cut them in half. Also, I've never cooked sitting, so this is new. Right. There you go. I'll probably use about 4 limes. Here I have my peeled and clean shrimp that I'm gonna take out of the container. Take your limes. And then you're gonna need a generous amount of lime juice to get that acid to really cook out the shrimp. I'm Vietnamese American, and I know this dish is from a Mexican background, but I grew up in a Hispanic neighborhood and grew up around a lot of Hispanic friends, and I love Mexican flavors and I love Mexican food, and that's why I fell in love with this dish. And then I'm just gonna get this glove. Make sure the shrimp is submerged in lime juice to let all that acid just cook the shrimp. And then next I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of kosher salt. And then you can be generous with it because it's gonna balance out the acidity from the lime. Next, I'm gonna add a light sprinkle of white pepper, and that's gonna bring a little bit of heat to the dish. Give it one more mix. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but the shrimp is already starting to cook and turning pink. And then once it's opaque, it's ready. So now I'm just gonna set this aside and work on the rest of the ingredients. Next, I'm gonna prepare my cucumber, because when you're having aqua chile, you gotta have cucumber to add a little freshness. Keep the cucumber skin because that's gonna add a nice touch of green to your aqua chile. Okay, next I'm just gonna take out the core because we only want the flesh of the cucumber. And then be extra careful if you're using a sharp knife. Now, cut it into bite-sized pieces. And then I'm gonna keep it pretty thick because I like that extra crunch. because you want to season every step of the way. And I'm gonna set my cucumbers aside. Save your cucumber skins because that's gonna go into the aqua chile. I'm gonna chop up everything so that once I hit the mortar and pestle, it'll be easier to grind and turn into a paste. Here I have some serranos. And if you hear me pronouncing words with a Hispanic accent, that's because I grew up with a lot of Hispanic friends. And by doing so, they're gonna make sure you say a couple of things properly. Like serrano, jalapeno, y cilantro, which are all ingredients for this dish. Next is my jalapeno. Just listen to the sound of the knife gliding through the jalapeno. That's how you know how sharp it is. And that's how you know what I'm doing right now is super dangerous because this mic is in the way. Okay, so I have my cucumber skin, my serrano, my jalapeno. Next, I'm just gonna use about a quarter of this onion. I thought it would be cool peeling an onion on camera, but we're short on time. If you're wondering why I'm chopping all the ingredients, is because all of this is going to go into a mortar and pestle to help it grind more easily. I thought about using a blender for this segment, but I don't think that would sound good for an ASMR video, so one question that I get asked a lot is when I started cooking professionally, and I started about 12 years ago. I started by going to culinary school, and from culinary school I applied to work at Club 33 at Disneyland. I'm not sure if you guys know where that is because it's super secretive. And after that, I went on to working at the French Laundry out in Napa Valley. But yeah, I started cooking about 12 years ago. Okay, next step, I'm just gonna check up on my shrimp, give it another toss. And then the lime juice that is sitting in the bowl, we're gonna use it for the aqua chile. And now I have my mortar and pestle. Here is the chopped serrano, jalapeno, cilantro, and onions from earlier. I'm just gonna add it little by little, and then just grind that into a paste. Usually at home I would just throw everything in a blender and then it's quick and instant, but you know, today for this mind massage we're switching it up. How does that sound? Next is something that you probably don't see used in aqua chile, and that is soy sauce. I use white soy sauce. It adds a kick of umami. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's amazing. But listen, first I'm gonna peel off this. Okay, I got a little. And that liquid is gonna help turn everything into a paste consistency. I'm gonna finish up with some cilantro. Just want to keep grinding and work that cilantro in. I don't know why, but gloves are so hard to put on when your hands are wet. It's always annoying in the kitchen. Okay, now take that lime juice that was marinating in your shrimp. Give it another mix. Add it to your aqua chile. Make sure you get every last drop. And I mean every last drop. And then we're back to the grind. Because every day is a grind. When you're cooking, always taste your food. And here's how to taste in the kitchen. Use spoon. Food spoon. Use spoon. Food spoon for the food, and the spoon that is for you stays with you so you don't cross-contaminate. It's terrible. I don't want you guys to try it. Well, you guys can even try it, but more salt. And with this is I'm looking for a nice acidic kick, but also that soy sauce that I added in earlier gives it this savory umami touch that it's hard to describe. So one more time. Food spoon. My spoon. You know it's good when you you get a little jiggle. You want to dance a little bit, So once you're happy with your aqua chile, you're gonna add it back to the shrimp. Oh, I got it. Call my mom. I'm doing it. I'm just kidding. Okay, now take a spoon. This is a whole new spoon. I'm gonna make sure I get every last bit of that mix from the mortar and pestle. In with your cucumber. Okay, give that a mix. Next, I'm gonna garnish with some cilantro leaves. You can just throw them all around. You don't gotta take your time with it. And listen, if by now you're still wondering where are the onions, please be patient, they're coming. Trust the process. This is pickled onions in a little bit of champagne vinegar and beet juice that I juiced this morning and reduced it down and just mixed that too, and then just to give it some color. It's a deep red color. I'll show you guys, just give me a quick second. Ooh. I know it looks like blood, but I promise it's not. Alright, this might get messy. But remember when I said the beet juice gives the onions a deep red color? I know you've seen pickled onions before. They're probably mushy. They're probably purple, pale purple, but I'm gonna put you on today. This is pickled onions with beet juice. Notice the color. Notice how vibrant, how red it is. And that's just gonna make the dish pop. So I'm gonna just sprinkle on a couple of onions, just all around. Like my mouth is salivating, so I can't really talk, but shrimp, aqua, chile. I'm David Nguyen, and thank you so much for coming to my mind massage. The shrimp, the cucumber, the pickled onion.
Hey, my name is JINI. Welcome to my Mind Massage. Yeah. 제가 좋아하는 아이템들을 몇 가지 보여드릴게요. 이 아이템은 립스틱을 평소에 많이 쓰는데 제가 지금 모델로 하고 있는 브랜드가 맥이기도 하고 제가 좋아하는 립스틱이라서 골랐습니다. 그리고 아마도 이게 소리가 제일 좋을 거예요. 어떤가요? 제 타이틀곡 가만을 소개하자면요. 우선은 듣기 편하고 조금 중독성 있는 곡이고요. 뭔가 좀 사랑을 표현한 가사가 좀 인상적인 그런 곡인 것 같습니다. 아주 좋아요. 많이 들어보세요. 제 뮤직비디오는 뭔가 저의 새로운 모습들을 많이 볼 수 있어서 좋을 것 같고 또 이번에 뮤직비디오에 애니메이션들이 많이 들어가 있어서 지루하지 않게 재밌게 볼 수 있는 뮤직비디오인 것 같아서 좋은 것 같습니다. 많이 봐주세요. 짠! 다음은 슬라임인데요. 슬라임은 왜 골랐냐면요. This color is green and yellow, orange, purple. Okay, mix it. Sprinkle. 춤이랑 노래를 시작한 거는 아마도 12살 때부터 시작한 것 같고, 그때부터 시작해서 12살 때 처음 춤을 추기 시작해서 그때 춤 오디션을 봐서 이제 연습생을 하고 지금까지 이렇게 춤과 노래를 하게 되었습니다. 그래서 총 한 6년, 7년 정도 한 것 같아요. 제가 만약에 초능력이 생기면 저는 약간 순간이동 슉슉 하고 싶은데요. 왜냐하면 제가 이번에 미국을 왔듯이 LA 왔듯이 비행기를 타면 보통 한 11시간 정도 걸린단 말이에요. 근데 너무 so far 멀잖아요. 그래서 순간이동하면 한 번에 이렇게 확확 올 수 있으니까 시간도 단축되고 너무 좋을 것 같아서 순간이동이 좋을 것 같습니다. 어디든지 마음대로 갈 수 있으니까 빠르게. 제가 만약에 단 하루만 시간이 있다면, 다른 사람이랑 인생을 바꾼다면 내가 최초의 스무디를 개발한 사람이 됐으면 좋겠어요. 왜냐하면 지금 이렇게 스무디를 많이 사 먹고 사람들이 또 음료수를 자주 사 먹는 사람들이 많으니까 돈도 많이 벌 거고, 또 거기에 스무디에 관한 브랜드들도 체인점도 엄청 많이 만들어서 아마 엄청난 유명한 브랜드의 사장님이 되어 있지 않을까요? 라는 생각이 들었기 때문입니다. 좋아요. Okay, this is pop and candy. 제가 캔디랑 젤리류를 엄청 좋아하거든요. 그래서 원래는 뭔가 젤리랑 아니면 뭐 다른 막대사탕, 롤리팝 이런 걸로 하려 했는데, 이것도 뭔가 ASMR 그런 거니까 소리가 엄청 좋으면 좋겠다 라는 생각에 이걸 선택했어요. 한번 까볼게요. 제가 먹어볼게요. My favorite snack, top 3 snack is, 한국 과자는 third, 3위는 맛동산이라고 엄청 달달한 과자가 있는데, 세컨드는, 두 번째는 포카칩이 감자칩처럼 포테이로 칩을 엄청 좋아하는 것 같아요. 그리고 first, 제일 좋아하는 과자는 그 닭강정 맛이 나는 요만한 포켓에 들어가 있는 과자가 있거든요. 엄청 달달하고 그런 과자를 좋아하는 것 같습니다. 진짜 맛있어요, 그게. 제가 만약 나가서 배고플 때 못 끓여 먹더라도 좀 부숴서 먹으면 밥이 되니까 그거 가져갈 것 같고, 그 다음에 두 번째 세컨드는 물을 가져갈 것 같아요. 물도 없을 수도 있으니까. 그 다음에 세 번째는 텐트. 왜냐면 잘 곳이 없을 수도 있으니까. 내가 만들 수도 있는데 너무 추울 것 같으니까 안전하게 텐트를 가져갈 것 같습니다. 따라! This is potato chips, my favorite snacks. 이거는 제가 좋아하는 과자 중에 하나인 포테이토 칩스입니다. 짜란, 한번 까볼게요. Sound is noisy. 오케이. 짠. 한번 먹어볼게요. Let's try. 제가 만약에 인생에서 딱 한 가지 음식만 먹을 수 있다면 저는 샤브샤브를 먹을 것 같아요. 왜냐면 샤브샤브를 제가 엄청 좋아하기도 하고, 또 샤브샤브 안에는 뭐 고기, meat, and vegetable 뭐 이런 것들이 많이 섞여 있잖아요. 뭐 누들 이런 것도 있고, 그래서 여러 가지 야채나 뭐 고기 이런 게 섞여 있으니까 계속 먹어도 뭐 그렇게 오래 뚱리진 않지 않을까라는 생각에 샤브샤브를 골랐습니다. 샤브샤브. 제가 만약에 하루만 다른 직업으로 살게 된다면 저는 승무원으로 살아보고 싶어요. 왜냐하면 저도 비행기를 이제 다른 나라 갈 때 많이 타잖아요. 그럼 이제 많은 승무원분들을 본단 말이에요. 그러면 승무원분들을 볼 때 너무 멋있는 면도 많고, 그런 옷차림이나 그런 것도 너무너무 예쁜 거예요. 그래서 나도 저렇게 한번 해보고 싶다라는 생각을 많이 했기 때문에 팬분들이 이제 저한테서 기대할 수 있는 뭐 다음 계획이라든지 모습은 아마도 이번보다 더 멋있는 퍼포먼스, 아니면 더 멋있는 노래, 아니면 조금 더 지금보다 성숙해진 지니의 모습을 보실 수 있습니다. Thank you for coming to my Mind Massage. Make sure to check out my song. Come on. Hi everyone, I am Neta and this is Mind Massage. I am a 27-year-old musician from Tel Aviv. I grew up in Nigeria until I was 7, and I have all the rhythms of Africa and the language and the colors and the tastes. It's a big part of my music. I heard a lot of African gospel. My mother would take us on Sundays, which is really weird thing for an Israeli girl to have. So this got a lot in my music, in my phonetics, and my research of sounds. This is an Israeli snack called bamba. I'm just gonna show it to you. It's actually very healthy. It's like puff was growing up, I suffered a lot of bullying after coming from Nigeria to Israel, and I discovered all of a sudden that I am the foreign fat girl with the accent who is also very sensitive. I had a really hard time. The kids labeled me, and when kids label you, it kind of sticks, and you believe what people say about you. You believe it is you. And when I grew up, when I was 18, and everybody faded away, it lasted this long, and I said, oh my god, this is all nonsense. I started performing in bars, started doing blues. It was an amazing experience to do. Then rent got really difficult because I was actually trying to really be a backup singer for a wedding band and try to sing backup for lead singers, and this was just too much for some people. And I realized that it's a do or die for me. I was trying to make it with my music and I didn't have a lot of success, so I tried to do a reality show. The only condition that I have is I went with my looping device, the one that I can actually mix sounds and put myself and have full control of the arrangements and the identity and the musical identity, because sometimes in television they change it, and that's very risky for you because that's your one shot. So I was planning to be eliminated like after one chapter and then get the gigs. But when you do you accidentally inspire people, and then I won the competition that allowed me to go to the other competition, which is Eurovision, and then I won that too. I like it because I look very, 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 very pissed. Some guy made it for me, and I just love it. Are you asking yourself, is she like the kind of girl that drinks from her own merch? Hell yeah. I actually never tried this. I bought it because it's pink. I am 6. I love the smell of your bees. I used to like sit in class like just relax. This is one of the craziest things for me as a child. How would I describe my music? It's a cocktail between K-pop, Mediterranean music, and African beats with a lot of steroids and sugar. I am celebrating 100 million views to Pasasa Papa, which is a song of mine, which is a complete gibberish that I put all my money on. I also released a ballad, which is my entire heart in it. It's called Cuckoo, and it speaks about doubt. I didn't hear a lot of songs speaking that inconvenient truth. We all sing about like invincible love and craving for something, but what happens when you don't? What happens when everybody thinks you should feel something, but then you don't? This is when I went cuckoo. I think that's the time for the slime.
it hurts my pocket the way that I am involved and the amount of effects and colors and vividness I want. I'm a sucker for a visual. When I write a song, I automatically see the video, and if it doesn't have a video, it breaks my heart. I'm writing an album now, and the entire thing, it has a visual, and you can't have 12 songs have a visual. What are you, Beyonce? Come on. Obviously I'm not, but you know, when we made Reiki, like, it was the funnest, because, like, you know, I grew up in American culture watching TV. All the globe grows on it, and I've watched this show Reiki, like, it was like the beginning of me discovering trash culture, like, and its best and at its worst, and Reiki was my idol, my hero. And we took the entire video, and I entered the junk food that mom would never let me have. Like, we live in Israel, seriously, a cheeseburger is like, and Cheetos and Cheese Whiz. When I was 13, I was in an exchange student program. I walked to my guidance counselor and I told him, listen, my brothers from Israel told me that they would kill me if I won't bring 20 cans of Cheese Whiz. Do you know what Cheese Whiz is? And he looked at me like he wants to puke. And then he took me to the supermarket, and I came back home with like 20 cans of Cheese Whiz, and I was the hero. Just relax. Did you actually hear the mechanism? It took us 3 months to build. It actually plays my single cuckoo, and this is the way I sing it, and performances, which is not happening. This is Jello. It's an Israeli Jello, which is kind of like an everywhere Jello, but it's in Hebrew. It's raspberry. It's my favorite flavor of Jello. Here we go. When I grew up, I figured out the 6-year-old girl inside me needs to have ways to express herself because she was oppressed for so many years. So I am a big fanatic, and I love tutus, and I love gibberish, and I let myself go wild because that's the little girl in me. I don't know how much is this gonna last, like this time I'm giving her, this childish period of mine, but I hope she will never leave me again. Baby, you're a firework. There will be a lot of voices telling you that you shouldn't, but what it really is their fear. It's not yours. Run after what you want, because it's the only choice you've got. There's no other one. I would be so unhappy being anything else than what I am right now. Yeah, I'm so fortunate and lucky to have my parents encouraging me and supporting me with whatever I wanted. Just go. There's actually no other choice. Fear is an illusion. It is. Do what feels right. And I am preaching to myself right now because it's easier said than done. I think it's a tipping point of a lot of things in the world. It would be so beautiful and marvelous to start everything over. What my fans do not know about me. The pictures that they sent me, the was a kid in class drawing all of the pretty girls in school, and I never got a painting. I never thought I was worth a painting. And right now I have thousands of people inspired by the way I look, and this is... I can't. Fan art is my favorite thing in the world, and I always like it that they draw me the way I am, and the way I celebrate myself and my art, and the way I'm collaborating with other fashion designers and artists and makeup artists, and then it becomes somebody else's art, and I'm like skyrocketing happy. I am writing right now something really big. I hope Corona lets it happen. So I am Neta. If you follow me on Instagram, I would be the happiest person alive. Seriously. I loved doing mind massage. I've waited for an opportunity to do ASMR, and I think that was so perfect. I hope when I see it, I won't be embarrassed. For the end, I want to give myself a sticker for a good job. I'm gonna take the braided girl because I braided some of my hair today.
Hey, I'm Luisa Sonza. Welcome to my mind massage. I'm gonna take you through a sound journey using some of my favorite things. Okay guys, so I'm gonna start with a snack from Brazil that calls polvilho, and it's actually tastes like nothing, but it's very good at the same time, because once that you start to eat, you can't stop. Like, it's impossible. And this one is the traditional one, and this one tastes like a cheese. It's good. And always have in grandma's houses, everywhere in the grandma's house. I'm from Brazil, from a small city called Tuparingi, and from the south of Brazil, actually frontiera, almost frontiera with Argentina. And yeah, I lived there until my 17s, and I sung in a wedding band. I started in a wedding band. I started to do like some covers on YouTube, and well, here I am. I think Brazil totally inspiring my music all the time. Like, I love Brazil because I have a lot of cultures and a lot of like kind of music and kind of rhythms, and so I can like do like mixing things, and I think that's what I do best. Brazil have this that like you can mix culture from different like places, and yeah, so that's Brazil inspired me in whatever I do in my songs and my life actually. My biggest music inspiration is I'm obsessed by the Beatles since I was a teenager, like 12 years, and but I love like all the pop divas and a lot of Brazilian obsessed by her, like, and oh my god, Caetano Veloso, Nara Leão, Cazuza, Cassia Eli, a lot of Brazilian singers. They are the best. Okay, guys, I think it's one of my favorite parts right now, and I'm not actually like so into like sweet things. I prefer like salty things, but those things are the best things that exist. I'm gonna show it to you guys. Okay, I'm gonna start with this. That is my favorite chocolate ever. How I call bonbon. How you say that? It's like truffle, is not truffle. Look, I don't know how to say it in English. This calls bonbon, and this one is the best bonbon that exists in the world, and that's it. It calls like ouro branco. We have sonho de valsa também. We have sonho de valsa too. That is like okay. It's the last one that like people never wanted, but if you don't have more, we love to eat that one too, you know. I'm gonna taste that one. Actually, I'm gonna eat everything because I love that chocolate. Like outside, it's like this, and then amazing. This is amazing. I love this. My last single, it was like La Muerte, calls La Muerte, is like featuring Tokecha, and I obsessed by her. She's amazing, and I'm so happy with that single because I love, and like, people who speak Spanish, please let's go listen and tell me if I am singing well Spanish, because my first language is Portuguese, so I need your help. Go to listen. This is a chocolate umbrella, and it's very common in Brazil, and everywhere in Brazil, but in the countryside it's very popular. I'm from the countryside. This remember my childhood, and it's very good. It's like much better than expensive chocolate. This is like amazing and protects you from the rain. Memorable vacations. Oh my god. Actually come to Los Angeles and write my whole last album here. Like, it was very amazing, and it was a amazing experience with my like producers, my friends, and everything. And I think it was like one of the most important like travels that I did. But I love I don't know, oh my god, maybe into when I went to India, it was a totally like different experience too, and Thailand too. It was like maybe, yeah, that's it. One, it was more about work, but it was about dreams, and you know, and the other was like traveling and vacation and see new things. It was amazing. This is bolacha, and it's not biscoito. Okay, guys, this is bolacha, and I love that bolacha. this is a thing from my countryside, like this is don't even exist in the like whole Brazil, and this is called chimarrão, and or like matcha. You guys know like matcha is that like, but we do on this thing that this is from Rio Grande do Sul, and like you need hot water and you put okay, this is erva mate, like yerba mate, and I do like this umachi, but you can do it like other ways, but that's the way I know. Then you what a mess. Okay, and then assim, you do like this with a spoon, you know. I don't know why I say this in English. Like, faz buraco. Oh my god, this is the worst mate that I ever done in my whole life, but yeah, that's it. And then it's easy. You put a little bit more of water right here. And like it's done, and then you just like amazing. I love it. Tastes like I would say grama, grass. It's amazing. And then here's the thing: when you like put water here and start to drink, you need to drink until the end. If you not drink all the drink, it's like bad luck. And if you like don't drink everything, craziest thing that is happening right now with my career is like being like a global force into the Billboard Woman Music Award. This is so crazy and I'm very happy, and I think the thing that I like more like happy, it's like sing with Demi Lovato and like do a song with her, like, and but like sing with her in Portuguese. That is my language, like, so this, it's making me like totally like happy and grateful to Billboard, to Demi, and people abroad like watching my work, you know, and listen my music. This is crazy, and yeah, it's crazy. So I'm very happy. That's it. Thank you for coming to my mind massage, and the matcha is finished. Look at that like sounds. This is the end. You guys can hear it. Oh my god. I still have a lot. But this is the end. Like, I think for real it's the last one. Thanks God. Oh my god.
What's up? My name is Taku, and this is my mind massage. I'm about to take you on a sound journey using some of my favorite things. So for Gen Z that are watching, it's called a Discman, and this is what was the gateway to my discovery to music, and borrowing as many CDs from friends that I could and never giving them back, and then destroying the CDs and then giving them back. I'm from a small town called Perth, Australia, on the west coast of Australia. I'm from a place that's like extremely isolated. People don't want to visit there. No, they do. It's beautiful. But I always felt very separated from the rest of the world. And being from Perth helped me kind of find my voice and share my music with the world. For people that have never heard it before, would be extremely emotional, nostalgic music for people that aren't afraid to cry. I first started making music when I was 22. I had a full-time job selling health insurance, and I had to do something that wouldn't make me go crazy. So that's when I started making beats during my lunch break. And that's where I fell in love with making beats and becoming a producer.
is it's kind of obnoxious, but also it makes me feel important. The faster you type, the more business you're doing. I love you. Sorry. And that's another good hack, that you need someone in your life to tell you that you ain't nothing. And to bring you back down to earth. When I first started producing, I use Fruity Loops, which is like a really basic software, but a lot of really cool people use it, and it was easy enough for me to understand and to like navigate, because I'm a little bit stupid myself. And that's what I use today. If I could collaborate with any artist, I've always had an obsession with Nas. I fell in love with Nas when I was in high school. Like his Illmatic record, and like I heard it when I was 15, but it made me feel some sort of way. And he's always been like my number one rapper, like lyricist, MC. So it'd definitely be Nas. If I could bring any album to a desert island, it would definitely be, I spelled that wrong, definitely be Dwelle. Subject Send. Because that album, Dwelle, I'm the biggest fan of Dwelle. His music is so incredible, and I can listen to that album back to front on days in and never get sick of it. I love you, Dwelle. This is my beloved Leica M6 camera. My first one got stolen when I was in San Francisco, but let's not talk about that. Left it in the front seat of my car because I'm an ignorant Australian, and it disappeared, so I had to buy another one. But the reason why I love this camera so much is because Kendall Jenner, no, I'm just kidding, is because it is a German workhorse of a camera. It's super tough and takes amazing photos, even if you're a bad photographer. So I'm doing this for the love, because there's already film in here that's been exposed. But I want to show you guys how to unload it, so I'm gonna expose the film for you, because it's all very dainty, and I think that's why I like it. Sometimes as a man, it's important to just daint it up a little bit, to be gentle and not be so you can only be so dainty though. So Songs to Come Home To is my debut album, and it's weird saying debut album because I released some EPs a couple of years ago, and they all had like 8 to 10 songs on them. But nowadays, those are albums. But in my day, those are EPs. This has 20 tracks on it that I've written over the last 5 to 7 years. And while I struggled to get this film out, it was an ode to my childhood. And an ode to what home is to me. And for those watching, home could mean anything. I mean, home could mean a hug from your mum. Home could mean photos you took when you moved into a new city. Home could be your father's favourite meal that he used to cook you every Saturday. So this album was like an ode to everything that home means to me. And home to me is everyone that has supported me and made me the person who I am today. And I hope when you listen to that album, you feel that, because it's extremely important to me. My favourite memory would be, I'm just loading the film now. This is like the best sound in the world. My favourite memory from the album would definitely meeting Questlove through Jazzy Jeff, because those two are my idols, like, for real. And they were so kind to me. And they were like, if you ever need anything, let us know. And I was okay. I literally said, okay, like 1 second after, will you be on the album? And Questlove is so generous that he said yes and invited me to his backstage studio in New York, and showed me all these unreleased beats that he made, and like all these unreleased beats that Jay Dillon made. And I was just in awe to be in the same room with my hero. And later on, I had a track that I wanted him to lay drums on, and he did it in like 10 minutes and sent it back like he was my best mate. And how cool is that? And ever since then, I've been telling everyone that he's my best friend. But I just love the generosity of people like that, who have accomplished so much and still give so much to people. That wasn't as discreet as I thought it was going to be. But these snacks, like, I'm half Māori, half Filipino, and I hate to feed the stereotype that all we do is eat. But these snacks are Korean, and my wife introduced me to these. I don't know what they're called, but they're like styrofoam that tastes like maple syrup. So don't judge me. Some people like open snacks all the way to the side so it becomes like a serving bowl. So I'm gonna do that now. And then now it's like a thing, like a peace offering, you know, it's like the music video Smile was based off my childhood, and like the childhood for like most people like me, or who look like me, who maybe had to become the man of the house, or become older a little bit quicker. And sometimes when you're young and you have like a lot of responsibility for your family, you feel like you can't have fun anymore. Unlike what we're doing today, we're having a lot of fun. But that's what's the inspiration behind Smile. It's like, even though you may be young and you may have to like do a lot for your family and friends, remember that you're still a kid, and you're still someone who is allowed to be a kid and express themselves as a kid. Because because it's important. My best piece of self-love advice would be to go easy on yourself and remind yourself that if you are going through something really tough, that you probably have a really good reason to be upset, and give yourself a big hug. And remember that your story matters. And if you're creative, that it's important that you tell your story, because I guarantee that there's a kid out there or someone else that doesn't know how to express themselves that can learn from your story and can not feel alone, because life is tough. So just remember that where you are now, you've done really amazingly to get there, and like, people are proud of you, so you should be proud of yourself too. I want to say thank you so much for coming to my mind massage. Please check out my album, Songs to Come Home To, if you haven't. Or not, it's okay if you don't. But I'd appreciate it if you did. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jack from All Time Low. And I'm Zach from All Time Low. Good squeak, good squeak. And this is Mind Massage. Mind Massage.
I am Ryan.
I'm Alex. We are one half of the band All Time Low. We're gonna take you through a sound journey.
Using some of our favorite things.
Things. Oh, that sounds exciting. Very nice, yes. They asked us what we wanted to do for the show. And one of the things I said was, can we please do face masks, because I need this. We just flew on a long international flight from London recently. And
They didn't even provide face masks.
flying that far tends to dry out your skin. So this is like a really good way to get some hydration while we also do press.
I think I broke mine. This isn't what my face looks like.
I know I'm not supposed to refer to these kinds of things as press, because it sort of breaks the fourth wall of the show itself. But here we are.
This is creepy.
The director is off camera, yelling at me very quietly.
Alex is very good at this, and I don't know
It's
what I'm
nice
doing.
to have a hat on when you do this, because the hat kind of secures the top of the mask to the face.
Come here, lay pat yours down a little bit, sweetie.
Thank you. No, you're making it worse.
It's working.
You're making it
Your
worse.
face is wet. It's working.
Yep, that's the point. Thank you.
Shh.
Okay.
It looks great.
Yeah, I feel better. This is like that scene in The Office where Dwight puts the mannequin face on his face.
Hello, Clarice.
I think this is the best it's gonna get. The name All Time Low comes from a Newfound Glory lyric when we were just young kids starting this band. We didn't have a band name yet, and we had a list of like 5 names, and they were all bad.
Very bad.
And All Time Low was the one that stuck. We had to put it on a ticket for like one of our first shows, and we went with All Time Low. And then from there, it just kind of like made it official. I think my mask is dripping down my face.
Much it's dripping. Baltimore, Maryland in high school. Well, you met Jack in middle school, but we joined in high school.
That's correct.
We started practicing in my parents' basement, and luckily at the time, Baltimore had a very good rock scene. So during the weekends, we would play shows wherever we could. Good.
I don't think you have to do the echo.
Go.
When we were growing up, I was a big fan of like Nirvana, the Foo Fighters, The Offspring, Green Day, Blink-182, Third Eye Blind. My parents got me into like the Beatles and Queen and David Bowie and Prince.
And still to this day, you enjoy that same eclectic mix of music.
You fall in love with the bands that you learn about early. I feel like they really kind of leave a lasting impression.
I have an itch.
Don't do. Oh. We spent a lot of the time right after we put out our last album writing this album. We weren't able to tour because the world was still kind of in lockdown. So rather than going out on tour, we jumped back into the studio, wrote a bunch more songs, and that became like sort of the groundwork for this new record.
We did some of it in Colorado. We rented a cabin in the mountains, and some of us hurt ourselves trying to ski and snowboard, and others wrote a really good record.
The original working title for the song Modern Love was Jack's Broken Rib.
His rib was fine.
It's really important to get your vitamins A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
No, guys,
That's why we're gonna
vitamin B for banana.
for banana. So that's why we're bringing fruits.
Make up this real fast. I've never cut a banana. I usually just peel it. This is dangerous. Alright. I think you do it this way. There we go. So, what else about bananas?
You know what's interesting is I was watching National Geographic once, and they said that monkeys actually peel bananas from this side.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Because then it doesn't get as stringy.
Not the ripest banana, but it'll do.
Should we have some frozen grapes?
What's that?
I think they're frozen grapes. Hopefully they haven't thawed. Thought that was gonna hit my tonsils. They're not really too frozen anymore. They've kind of thawed.
Wait, let me blow your mind.
Is that a grape sandwich?
Yes, it is.
Me and Alex started this band in 8th grade, and then we spent about a year trying to find the right members. So we got Ryan from our French class in high school, and then we met Zach through a mutual friend. And then I annoyed Zach till he joined the band. So before cell phones, there was AOL Instant Messenger, which was the only way to communicate with your friends pretty much. And you had to kick your parents off the phone because they weren't allowed to be on the phone while you're online or else it would cut you off. And then you'd get on and chat with your friends. Pretty much texting. Yeah. Dear Maria was written in 2007, which is a really long time ago. But I think it started with a musical idea that Alex and Zach came up with in Ryan's basement.
No, I had an acoustic guitar in my house, and I came up with the verses and like the kind of chorus idea, and then I brought it to band practice, and then it just kind of grew from there.
It wasn't the first single on the record, and we thought that 6 Feet Under the Stars was a bigger song. Turns out we were wrong.
Very wrong.
Do you want to do this or the other?
I don't know. This is a lot. I'm actually genuinely scared for the listeners at home.
Because there's no way to make this not loud. Put that in front of the mic. I'm sorry in advance. Watch your eyes, everyone. Okay, good. That's perfect. Yeah, it looks great. You want mostly foam. So we're gonna pair our French champagne with some American fried chicken. We heard about this. Combination from Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters. Every time they fly, they get this, and we tried it on tour, and it turns out it really is quite good. Oh my gosh, it smells so when they asked us what we wanted for this show, we said champagne and fried chicken. This was more of a demand than anything else.
No. Touch the microphone.
Cheers. I feel like I'm on an easier version of Hot Ones. It's so good though. Taste that. That's a good one. Grease. Don't ruin my moment. Sorry. I know it sounds kind of obvious, but my favorite album is probably our newest album, Tell Me I'm Alive. Outside of that, I'm really proud of the last record we made, Wake Up Sunshine. It was kind of a weird time to put out a record because it came out right at the height of lockdown. And so one of the things that we found was that we couldn't go out and tour on it. So it's kind of amazing right now being out on tour, touring on our new record, but also kind of making up for lost time with our last one. I second Alex's sentiment. Also, I've really been loving the new life Last Young Renegade has been getting live. We've been playing a lot of those songs live, and the fans seem to really like them when we play them live. And I think that's been a nice little, a nice new avenue for us to explore. What's going on with you and the word live right now? No, when we play them live. That's it right there. Use that for the... That's for sure getting its own cutaway. What's the term? Bumper? Is that a thing? Yeah, that's bumper. Definitely going to be a bumper. Yeah, I'll take some too, Alex. Thanks, buddy. No, it's all mine. Slide it on the table. We just finished a tour recently with our good friends and games we play and Lauren Ebbard. And they're both artists that we just absolutely fell in love with on tour. We would love to do more with them at some point and work with them in the studio as well as live. You're still doing that thing with live. Oh, sorry.
Why?
Bubbles.
Why?
There we go. First time. Oh, there you go. It's the good shit. Cheers. Do you want a glass? Here, wait. Let's see who can chug the fastest. Oh, God. 3, 2, 1. I remember one of my favorite memories from Warped Tour was when we weren't even on it yet, and we snuck in, and we met Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy, and we gave him our CD. Did you ever listen to it, Patrick? I don't think he did. Actually, maybe he did. I don't know. Thank you for coming to our Mind Massage, and make sure you check out our new album, Tell Me I'm Alive. There you go. Cheers. Thank you, Fuse. This was actually the best thing we've done in a long time. Thank you so much, Fuse, and thank you, Mind Massage, for having us. This is the most fun I've ever had in my entire life, and now I don't have to eat lunch.